Hey guys, welcome to Girl Talk, and we are sitting here with a fabulous show ahead of us. I'm so glad to be back with you ladies.
We missed you.
So good to have you here.
Yeah, it's just fabulous. I've missed you terribly, and what's going on? What have I missed? Fill me in, tell me everything.
You had a baby.
I did. Yes, I did.
That's the big news.
Yeah, she's already 7.5 weeks. Oh my God, it goes so fast.
So adorable. She's such a good baby too.
She is. I was just bragging before we started, before you girls got here, about how long she sleeps. She, I'm not even kidding, has been sleeping like 9 hours straight through, and I'm waking her up to leave in the morning.
Wow.
And knock on wood, because as soon as I say it out loud, it's gonna stop. But it's just amazing. I'm just so lucky.
I've never heard of that before.
I know. And I hear that this happens with the first baby. They fool you, and then the second one's really hard, right? So you have a second one.
You made the whole thing look like a breeze. You looked fabulous, even pregnant. Like you were so just toned and in shape with your little baby bump.
Thank
and then
you.
Look at you
And
back.
now.
Like you do, and she sleeps through the night, and I've met her, and she's gorgeous.
She's
and
so
she's
cute.
so smiley, and she sleeps
Quit
at night.
being so perfect.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you. I mean, you guys are very sweet. But I was very lucky, had an easy pregnancy, and was able to stay active and all that kind of stuff. And take Janet's step class, which I always brag on, is such a great class.
Well, Stacy's new.
Yeah, and so glad to have you here. I haven't gotten to work with you yet, and it's just a pleasure to be with you.
And it's so great to be here. I've really been enjoying my time with everyone.
Such a
Everyone's
natural.
just so
It's
wonderful.
just like you fit right in. It's great.
Oh, I'm just,
we love having you.
just loving it. Just loving it.
Good. And we have a very exciting show. I'm really excited to hear what Ho Chunk has to say. They have some cool news, I understand. So we'll have to check in with Kyla. And I've gotten to interview Kyla before, but she's been on since I've been gone, right? So she's just a lovely lady, and I can't wait to chat with her. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some car care for folks out there who may leave their check engine light on a little too long. Guilty as charged.
Yes. Or learn what happens when it goes off.
Yes.
Or when it's flashing.
That's right. Okay, so there's a few things we'll learn.
Flashing.
Little
Well,
technology.
that's getting a little bit out.
Yeah, I haven't had
I
that.
haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
No,
knock on wood.
me
Yeah.
either. So Joe will come on in and help us out with that. And some other things we're going to learn. What else? What's going on? Apple Wellness will be here.
Apple Wellness is here. Tim is so great. He
Yeah.
is so informative. He knows all the ins and outs about supplements and which is the right one to use. Today I'm hoping that we'll be discussing some of the preventive measures supplements can help you with.
I love that, the being proactive, you know, and preventative can really go a long way.
Absolutely. An ounce of prevention is the way to go.
Yes, and he helps us out with supplements and different things that can help for our health. And I read kind of a related article this morning. Have you guys heard? Okay, I have to look at. I have my notes. Have you guys heard of Adium?
No.
Have you heard of this drug yet? Have you seen the movie Limitless from like years ago? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I watched this movie and it was like the coolest movie. I was obsessed with Limitless for about half an hour and talked about it to everybody and called everyone, told them they had to watch this movie. Well, it's all about this like smart drug that makes this guy, you know, puffs him up and it helps his brain move faster, and he's getting all this stuff done at work. Well, they have that too, yes. But this drug Adium is supposed to be like the new limitless pill, and it's all the rage. Like people are taking it to be more productive at work, and they're supposed to be no, and it's not even FDA approved. So you have to like order it online. But it's supposed to help people, you know, just be more mentally alert. And people are, they talked about it on The Doctors. They called it the Viagra for the brain.
Oh.
So.
Is it like a smart pill where it knows what's wrong and it fixes it, or is it more just an energy kind of thing?
So they say you only use 10% of your brain, and this is supposed to help like unlock the other 90%. Okay, so you gotta read about Adium. I'm very curious to see if this winds up becoming approved, because you can order it, like you can buy this drug
Like
now.
it sounds exciting, but I'm just thinking like, God, you know, everyone jumps on the bandwagon and like you have no idea what it could be doing to your body.
So
is it a
careful.
natural product?
I don't know.
Don't know, because
doubt
remember
it.
the supplements that are out there, none of those are FDA approved.
Right? Yeah, I guess
So
you're right.
If it falls into that category.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
We need Tim's approval, and then I'll
Yeah.
Yeah, we should ask Tim.
Yeah, eventually we'll have to ask him. I know he's got lots of stuff to share with us about helping us out with bone density, heart health, all that kind of stuff. So we'll pick his brain right after this. Stick around for more Girl Talk.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We've got an exciting session for you here. We've got Tim O'Brien with Apple Wellness. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
So we've got some really interesting, we took some questions from viewers. So we recently had an email come in asking about some of your supplements and what can be done for arthritis. And before we started taping, Elise, you were kind of talking about that anyway, weren't you?
Yeah, so I'm a dog groomer, and I would like to start doing preventative maintenance now. I mean, as far as, for my joints, and arthritis can be a problem, and I know my former boss, she's getting injections of I don't even know what, steroids or something, but what can I take now that can help me in the future for, 20 years down the line in that regard?
Yeah, great question. So joints, muscles, ligaments, there's an elasticity that's needed to keep arthritic pains down, pain levels down, and when you take higher levels of omega-3s, fish oil is my favorite, but you can do flax oil too if you're vegan.
Okay.
Brings essential fatty acids into the system, and every cell is surrounded by them, so it nourishes every system in the body. So a lot of healthy benefits there, but keeps that elasticity, keeps inflammation down because it's an anti-inflammatory. And then the second thing, if there is more pain, I mean, omega-3s are a great preventative, but if we do deal with a lot of pain, the curcumin, which we've talked before, is the most powerful
That's your favorite.
natural yeah, it really is. Most powerful natural anti-inflammatory that we probably know about.
So what about glucosamine?
Yeah. Glucosamine's great. Terry Laminard's the guy that brought that over, I don't know, 30 years ago or something like that. And it does work. It helps a lot of people. But it takes about 6 weeks to get into the system, and then only works for maybe 50-60% of the population. So that curcumin, 9 out of 10 people feel a difference if it's in the right form in 45 minutes. So
Wow.
it's a bit different, yeah.
I heard that. Well, I heard you on the radio this morning, and I heard that, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's surprising.
So cut the glucosamine, stick to your omega-3 and
Curcumin, yeah.
and the fabulous curcumin.
Can you address dosage for
Yeah,
that?
for sure. So there's no known toxicity for curcumin, even upwards of 10 grams a day, which nobody would really take that much. So a couple grams a day of the curcumin, omega-3s.
Yeah.
It's great if you, I don't know, it might have been your question. EPA, DHA, if you can get that up to around 1,000. Not omega-3 fish body oils. That's not the big goal. The EPA, DHA is what you want, that higher level, closer to 1,000 a day if you can.
And dosage-wise, do you take some in the morning, some in the evening, before you eat, after you eat? Is there any recommendation?
Can do it a lot of different ways. The main point is get it in your system daily.
Yeah.
You know, and with the omega-3s, I've seen I have the little pills, but then I've also, sometimes it's refrigerated. What is the difference with that?
Yeah, for sure. So the oils are actually low-high heat extracted from the fish, and that denatures it to an extent. And so there's whole food forms that your body actually receives a lot better. So whole food form would be a more absorbable, bioavailable form compared to an oil. But then there's straight oils, there's soft gels, you can get them in emulsified forms. So lots of different delivery systems. It all comes down to where is it being sourced from, how is it being processed, and what's the delivery system. So there's a lot of good ways to do it. But again, it's good to have somebody on your team to kind of point, here is the difference, this one for you, your issues would be better. Nice to have an expert.
So Tim will hook us up.
I know, it was just there's so much to know. I just got to go talk to Tim.
Yeah, that would
It's
make it
confusing.
easier. Before we run out of time, I'm always interested in keeping a strong immune system. I'd rather do a preventive strike than stay home sick for a week. What would you recommend in that area?
One of the most powerful nutrients for immune, Japan, every hospital has AHCC mushroom. It increases your NK cell activity with frontline defense to your immune system by 300 to 800%, so pretty impressive. And then your T cells, which is like the backup to the NK cells, it increases that by 200% and doubles the macrophages, which kills foreign objects and stuff. So AHCC is one of my favorite. Probiotics is always a good go-to as well.
You mean like yogurt?
Yogurt, yeah, except that only has about 1 billion. If you can get a 15 billion in a supplement form, that'll do a lot more for your immune system, because 80% of your immune is controlled by your gut flora.
Okay.
I can only imagine what your supplement lineup must be in the morning.
But I don't look at him. You're like the Energizer Bunny.
I try, keep on going.
That's awesome, though. I was just thinking, you have to eat a lot of yogurt. Just go see Tim. And
I do like yogurt, but...
I do 80 billion a day, and it's equivalent to 1 gallon of yogurt.
Oh, wow.
What is it called again?
The probiotics?
Yeah, no, yeah, the supplement.
The brand I use is Renew Life, is one of my favorites. They're out of Florida, and then Terra coated, so you get almost 100% delivered. A lot of probiotics, 50 to 70% gets destroyed in the stomach acid. So
All
you gotta be
right,
careful.
so go get preventative maintenance. Go see Tim. He's going to set you all up, take care of you for the future, and make you feel good right now. So go see Tim at Apple Wellness. We'll be right back with the Diamond Center.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We're here with Kyla Beard from Ho Chunk Gaming. Kyla, it's always so nice to have you here. How
Thanks
are you
for having me. I'm doing well.
So last time you were here, you said you had some exciting news to share with us, but you couldn't say anything yet. So can you tell us?
I can finally tell you guys. Last time I was here, I was sworn to secrecy. I couldn't say anything to anyone, no matter how much.
We tried to pry it out.
You did, and I wanted to so bad. But now I can finally tell you. We are actually deciding at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison to officially go smoke-free August 1st.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very good.
That's a big decision.
It's a big change, yeah.
Yeah, you did some surveying, I think, didn't you? Or how did you?
We did. Last year we sent out a survey to all of our guests, all of our customers, in light of the smoke-free Madison area restaurants, bars. Figured, let's see what everyone else feels like. And they told us.
was that why you decided to go smoke-free? Was the result of those
The result of the
findings?
surveys, yep.
Awesome.
Everyone wanted to
Very
go
cool.
smoke-free.
Yeah. Will there be a place, though, if people want to smoke, that they can smoke?
Yes, there will be.
Okay.
We'll have a smoking pavilion. Everyone's kind of familiar with a smoking pavilion already. That will actually be located to the left of our side entrance. So if anyone has any questions, certainly seek one of us out at work and we can show them the way.
I've heard in some of the warmer climates that they'll have outdoor areas where people can gamble and smoke, and that's sort of their patio, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Do we
exactly.
have something like that?
That's exactly what we'll have, yeah.
Okay.
So can people still use e-cigs and vapor pens and that kind of thing?
Yes, they'll still be able to use e-cigs, vapor pens, all of those that are currently allowed, yeah.
So is this a trial type thing, or like a temporary, or is this a permanent decision?
This is a permanent decision. We're going to go smoke-free August 1st.
And that's it.
From here on out, yeah, exactly.
I'm so happy that that all worked out, because I think it's just so much healthier for people, everyone, employees, and
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the decision for the Madison Casino. And you have other casinos in Wisconsin Dells and...
We have Wisconsin Dells, we have Black River Falls, Toma, Wittenberg, and Nakusa. All the other sites decided to not go smoke-free, so we'll be the only site, but if everyone wants to try out the other sites, we do have a good road trip to rewards promo going out right now, so they can hit up every site and see what those are like, and they can smoke if they want to there.
Well, that's right. We chatted a little bit about that promo. So if people hit each casino and visit each casino,
Yeah.
how does that work?
So you go to every single casino and you receive rewards points, and they start accumulating, so you can end up at the end of the trip having visited all 6 casinos with more than 200 rewards points.
Well, what can you get with reward points? More like credits for gambling, or
You can use it for on
hotels?
machines. You can use it on hotel rooms, different products. We have a wide variety of products that you could buy. Anything basically you'd think of. Camping equipment for the summer, barbecue stuff, gardening stuff.
That's kind of cool, and it's a nice way if people that like to do that for entertainment anyway.
Yeah.
They would do it anyway. So it's kind of cool that they get something back for it as well.
Yeah, just little kickbacks, little fun stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Little incentives.
Yeah, exactly.
So your non-smoking new policy begins August 1st, you said.
Yes.
Are there changes to your casino, or why the delay? Why not immediately?
We just decided to kind of roll it out gradually, get everyone used to the idea, and then we'll go, It also coincides with a new tier change to our rewards policy, or I'm sorry, rewards club tiers. So it's going to, all come out at once. It's going to be really easy to understand that portion, and we figured all at once.
And I suppose it kind of gives people time, the people who do smoke and they're used to that, a little time to adjust and get ready for it.
Yeah, get used to it.
Yeah.
Is there a special preparation for the newer area, or the area where smokers will be able to go? Or is that set and ready to go as is?
It's not ready yet. We'll have a tent temporarily until it's all up and gorgeous looking and ready to be used. But temporarily they can use a tent, exact same location. And then they'll be able to have that nice little smoking patio.
Good, exciting changes.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, thanks very much for coming on. We look forward to seeing a lot of you this summer. I'm sure there's a lot of exciting things going on at Ho-Chunk. Stay with us. We've got Joe Conant from Conant Automotive coming on next to share some tips with us. Stay tuned.
Last but not least is our favorite go-to guy for our car questions. This is Joe Conant from Conant Automotive out in Stoughton. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Thank you.
We have car questions. I know I've had a burning car question. I kind of hope my dad's not watching. I keep getting my check engine light. No kidding. And the most recent, it goes on and it goes off, and that's the hard part. And so the other day, it went on, and I thought, okay, I'm going to take care of this thing once and for all, and I made the appointment. And I'm quite literal here. I got in my car and pulled out of the driveway, and it went off.
Okay.
And I've been told that you can't even diagnose it if it goes off. So talk to us about the check engine light.
Yes.
Okay, the biggest thing with a check engine light on is it happens when you're coming home from work at 5 o'clock at night. And it can be frustrating because you don't know what's going on. You don't know if you're going to make it home. You don't know if it's going to start the next morning.
Or if you should drive or stop or...
So a lot of shops, and especially what we do, is like if a customer calls up and, yep, my check engine light's on, we'll say, come on down. We'll scan it to see the severity of the code because that's what's stored in the computer of the vehicle. And what we'd use is a tool like this, which is like a $50 code reader. And a lot of like parts stores will do this, offer this, like come and read, we'll read the codes for free. This is not a diagnostic tool, and a lot of people think that it is, so they'll think they'll be able to fix their car with this, or the parts store is going to be able to sell them a sensor or whatnot. This will tell you how bad the code is and if you can drive the car. So then you can set up the appointment. So then we would note the code, and then you can be on your way, set up the appointment for a day or two later. And then when you come in, we would use, everything is going laptop. Let me turn it around. Whereas old days, which I should say, the last 20 years, you would get a big red box that would be a scanner, they would call it. Well, nowadays everything is being software where we buy the software from the OE manufacturers and put it on the laptop. So we can touch basically 90% coverage out there. And that's how you diagnose a check engine light.
You're talking coverage of the vehicle or like different makes and models?
Coverage of the car line, like General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, European, the Asian. I mean, we can take care of all of them. And most shops can.
So in my situation where the light went off, can you still do it?
Because the computer still has that stored in the system.
Oh, really?
Like you could drive the biggest mistake people make is let the check engine light go. And we
all look at each other guilty.
The thing is you got one little light bulb that tells you, the computer, that it senses a fault, that, okay, the computer can store maybe 350 different codes. So when that light comes on, let's say it's just a real simple thing like a gas cap's faulty. Okay, you let that go. I don't have time to fix it. Well, 2 months later, that light's still on. You're thinking that it's a gas cap. Well, then it's this problem. And another week later, it's this problem.
You don't even realize that's something else.
So that instead of being a $50 repair, the first time to get that light off, you come in a year later, and it's a $600 repair.
Right, because you think it's that first small incident.
Right.
Wow.
So that's very important. That light should never be on. It should always be off. Even though somebody read it with a code reader or whatever, a scanner, and oh, we'll put that off. Well, tomorrow, we're going to fix it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes, and then I run into that a lot. And it's not nice to give a customer an estimate for $600, $700, $800.
No, it's not nice at all.
No, always have that light off.
So the on-off doesn't mean we're in the clear when it's off.
No.
No.
And the thing is, when that light comes on, it could be something real simple, like I said, a gas cap, or it could be something more severe. The biggest thing is when the check engine light flashes, that means something needs to be fixed immediately.
Okay, flashing.
And that means that something expensive could fail if you continue driving with it flashing.
Are you listening?
Yeah, certainly
that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
But the majority of shops out there, if you call them up and say, yep, my check engine light's on, a lot of shops should say, yep, come right in, we'll read the code quick, note it down, and then we can schedule you in. That's the best way to do it. That way you know what's going on. Instead of sleeping, going to bed at night wondering what's wrong with your car, you can have a little peace of mind, and that's the important thing.
And let's talk a little bit about the scheduling process. So when we call to tell you something's wrong with our vehicle, what kinds of information do you want when we're calling to make an appointment? What does that look like for you?
We like it. I'm glad you asked that. We like it when people call up and say, okay, my car is doing this. It happens at this time when I'm turning or when I'm driving. It's making this noise and so on. It's so nice when people, and I'll say females, call up and say that. And then it's so much easier to work with.
Because we don't know what's wrong.
Well,
we just know what noise
my
it
boyfriend
makes.
said it was this, and my dad said it was this, and you don't want any of that.
And sometimes they can be right, but a lot of times people will go on the computer and Google search, and that's when it really gets crazy, because then they're making all these assumptions, either what it's going to take to fix it. And a lot of the males that call up will tell you what's wrong with the car
Instead of
or
the
truck or whatever. And it's for instance, and I hope I don't make this customer mad at me because it's kind of funny. The customer called up and said, how much for the exhaust system on my truck? Well, okay, instead of, if the way the scenario should have went, Joe, my truck is making a lot of noise. I think it's from the muffler or whatever. Can I get in and have you guys give me an estimate? Sure, no problem. No, it went to, how much for my exhaust system on my truck? Well, then I shot him a number. Well, it's going to cost you probably about $1,500 to $2,000. And he went silent, and I said to him, well, we're looking at exhaust manifolds, we're looking at catalytic converter, we're looking at, you said exhaust system. And I was being kind of smart, but I guess that's my personality, and yeah, he's coming in and we're going to inspect his exhaust, and it's probably going to be a quarter of that. So
So you're one, well, and I would actually appreciate an overestimate versus an under, so that's nice. But you're wanting the symptoms of what's happening with your vehicle.
And let you do the diagnosing.
And let you do let the expert do the work.
Well, we'll have to bring you back because I know we always have more questions.
Thanks, guys.
No, we didn't even get to mine.
We're out of time. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe Conant from Conant Automotive in Stoughton. And that's it for today. Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Girl Talk.